thanks again for joining this midday moment of Step Into the Light. Our purpose is to share just a few midday moments in the scriptures. The psalmist said, his word is a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. To become better when ill, a good physician will tell you what to do as well as what not to do. So far, in overcoming our trust issues, we've learned what to do, to whom to do it, and how to do it. For the text says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Now let's go a little further and note what not to do. Verse 5 goes on to say, and. This conjunction suggests that overcoming our trust issues is a two-step process. It implies that we bring our multitasking skills to the forefront. I remember as a child seeing my mom drive and put on her makeup and not miss a beat. And says that we apply more than one of God's principles to effectuate change. And also says that we are able to pedal. It takes 2 feet to pedal. As one foot is propelling you forward, the other foot is coming behind it to help further propel forward. In 1988, that famous theologian, Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock said it this way: it takes 2 to make a thing go right. It takes 2 to make it out of sight. The 1 is trusting in the Lord, but the 2, as the text says, is not leaning on your own understanding. To lean implies a careless shifting of your weight to something else. Let me say it again. To lean implies a careless shifting of your weight to something else. The author of this proverb is saying that your reliance only on what you understand is a setup for failure. Now, I know what you're thinking. Derek, I understand it. Shouldn't that suffice? I mean, what is more important than being able to understand? I invest in myself for the purpose of increasing my knowledge. Are you suggesting that was a waste? Of course not. But leaning on it suggests that God has been replaced in your life. Let me say it again. Leaning on your own understanding suggests that God has been replaced in your life. God is not against your self-improvement or your self-investments. Matter of fact, he welcomes it. He's against you leaning on it. Whatever you lean on is subject to move. It doesn't matter how sure it is, how solid it is, or how stable it is. Whatever you lean on is subject to no longer being able to support you. The older saints would say it like this: money can buy you a mattress, but it can't buy you rest. Trusting in the Lord picks up where leaning on your own understanding falls off. The more you trust, the less you will lean. But the more you lean, the less you will trust. I can still hear this old song of the faith that says, I've learned how to lean and depend on Jesus. He's my friend and he's my guide. I've learned how to lean and depend on Jesus. I found out that if I trust him, he will provide. In closing, in verse 5, the Lord is saying, lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long until you're going to need someone to lean on. Remember, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Thanks again for joining this midday moment of Step Into the Light. And again, thanks for making this page your destination. We pray you are encouraged. We pray you are empowered. We pray you are edified through your connection with this ministry. Join us next week for another midday moment of Step Into the Light. And remember, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.